I want my NerdBoyTV. Here's Ryan.
Hello and welcome back to NerdBoyTV. This is Ryan Yee. We're going to get right back into our three-part series with John Martin of Real Illusion. This is part 2, and last week John showed us WidgetCast, which is an application that helps you put together all your social media into a single application, a widget, that you can brand and share with your audience. Today, John's going to add YouTube and an RSS feed into the mix. Take a look at this.
Okay, so now we've got our Twitter feed on top of our user interface here. And so in order to resize that, we can just grab any of the dots here, and then you can see that that automatically is going to bring in all of our previous tweets that we've had over the last, actually our entire history, really. So we can go ahead and just make sure that that's in the box where we want it to be, and pull that in. And I'm going to change on the top for our topic. I'll change that font maybe down to a 12. There we go. Now everything fits in there nice and tidy. And we can go ahead and move on. So now we've got a section here where we can syndicate our Twitter feed. And so what we want to do is we want to accompany that with other data. And so Ryan does a great job of showing everyone what's going on with Nerd TV by publishing to YouTube. In order to give you a joint experience with that Twitter feed, the YouTube, all of that in one spot, what we're going to do now is we're going to take the username here, Ryan Yee, and we're going to go back over to WidgetCast, and then I'm going to select another one of our components. This time I'm going to do the Insert Video Channel component. And you'll have a number of different options in order to do this that all have ready-made thumbnail previews, no coding necessary, very easy for you to just automatically select, hit open. All you need to know is that username. So it makes it really simple. So I'm just going to drag and drop that right into our area where we have our interface. And you can size this to any way you like, and it's interesting because you can do things like go down and toggle the lock for the size, and we can change it to fit exactly where we want it to go. So I have some other ideas for other areas that we're going to use our layout here for. So I'm not going to fill up the entire screen with this, but we're going to get it in here so that we can see a good deal of it. All right, so we've got a little syndication window. Now, obviously, we could do the entire window if we wanted to, depending on how much video screen we want to show. But we're going to put a little more data onto the UI here. So I'm going to just size this accordingly. So we get a good size. And then, in order to bring those all these YouTube videos into WidgetCast that we have on YouTube, all it takes is again, we just select the component, and we go down to the username, and we type that in. And so that was Ryan Yee, and hit enter. And so then WidgetCast is going to go out. It's going to aggregate all those videos directly in. You can see how quick that is. And it gives you a nice little player. You don't have to touch any kind of code at all. Very easy for you to be able to do that. And at any time, we can preview this, which is really nice. So we can go to the preview section down here at the bottom, and we can select preview. One thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to say I want to be able to drag this around the desktop whenever I publish it, and I want to make this a transparent UI. And so that means that down here around the TV section, you'll be able to see the backdrop behind that. So it adds a little style. And so I'm going to hit preview, and we'll get our preview screen that comes up, and everything's going to start populating. And now we can actually try. See, we've got our application. We can drag it around. The area that I was talking about that gives us a little bit of styles. Now the TV's kind of dropped down here to the bottom, so you'll be able to see things behind that. And so we can preview the video at any time. So we can just load that up.
You're watching NerdBoyTV with your host, Ryan Yee.
You've got all the controls that you would expect to have right inside WidgetCast without any further coding. You can scrub the video with a nice time code. You have your ability to adjust volume, all of that right there. So it's like a coder in a box. It gives you everything you need without the need to actually know the trickery. So we can take a look at that preview and then go back to WidgetCast. And at any time we can move stuff around. It's very easy for you to do that. You're not locked into anything that you do. You can change anything on the fly. We can also make things link out. So maybe at this point what we want to do is we want to say we'll change this text to visit our website. So I'll plug that in there, and then if I want to make that a link, then I just select that, and then I can come over here to the right hand side where we have links, and then we can select the URL, and then we can just type that in. .com. So NerdBoyTV.com, we'll hit enter there, and so now that's going to link out to a URL. So if we preview again, you could consider WidgetCast as not only a widget builder, but it can be a website builder as well. You can publish your own, create your own websites with WidgetCast the same way, and then embed them very easily with HTML. So you can see if we click this now, we'll launch a browser window, and that's going to come up and take us out to NerdBoyTV. So very easy to build navigation, very easy to aggregate your content inside WidgetCast. And one final thing that we'll do is we will put together a little bit of the blog information directly in. We'll syndicate some of that directly into WidgetCast. And so I'm going to change the style of my video to fit what I want to do. So again, you can just on the fly make quick changes so that it fits your UI. This is a little bit more what I had in mind here, like this. And next, I'm going to go grab a RSS component. The RSS component's really cool because it allows you to either syndicate an audio podcast, which we have a player already set up for that, or you can syndicate a blog. So for this example, we'll go ahead and grab one of our blog styles here. Lots to choose from. And you'll see a familiar box just like with the Twitter feed. We'll go ahead and turn off that pre-designed background. I'm going to stretch it out real quick here and just get it into place. And pull it down just a bit. And then I'll switch over to my topic. I'm going to change my text from black to white, just like before. And hit OK so we can see what we're doing. And I'm going to change that text size again to 12 so that it appears a little bit larger there. And then in order to syndicate any blog, it's as easy as just going out to your blog. And so we'll do that right here. We've got the NerdBoyTV. We'll do that. And then to get the blog RSS, we just need to locate what the RSS feed is for the blog. And so we've got that here. This is our RSS feed URL. We'll copy that. And then we'll head right back over to WidgetCast. Select the component again. You can see down here on the property window, because we've got that selected, we can just take that, copy and paste directly in, and then I can hit the refresh button, and automatically all of NerdBoyTV's blog content will be syndicated directly into WidgetCast that way. So we could continue to stylize that. Maybe we wanted to try a different style. You could switch that out and do a different style of aggregation there. Again, we can hit the refresh button and bring that content in. There we go. So now we've aggregated the blog, the YouTube, and the Twitter feed all in one convenient app that lets you experience everything that's great about NerdBoyTV through WidgetCast.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks again to John Martin of Real Illusion for taking the time to demo WidgetCast. Come back again for part 3 and have a terrific week.